What if Deku was totally clueless about love? Let's find out. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, no, it wasn't like that. Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived locked away in, no, it wasn't like that either. It's been several years now. A baby was born somewhere in the world whose place I don't remember exactly. You know that all stories start the same, right? Let's do something different this time. We all know how this begins. It turns out that I'm a child without powers in a world where almost everyone has one. I get bullied a little at school, my mom doesn't support me, a villain almost enters me. In a somewhat suggestive way, I tried to save Kachan, a muscular, handsome and blonde guy who suffers from some other attack where he seems to have consumed Kriko all his life, feeds me his hair. I passed the UA exam with 2 serious injuries and ended up in the same classroom with my ex-best friend / bully, blah, blah, ball. Now second day of school. This is where my story begins, more exactly in the last class. It will be a 2 versus 2 battle between heroes and villains. The villains are in charge of taking care of a bomb and the heroes will have to catch the villains or touch the bomb to win. They have a 10-minute time limit and the bomb will be in a random place in the building. Any questions? No? Perfect, then the villain team will be taking pieces of paper out of a box, the young Midoriya and the young Todoroki. Izuku, why yes it's okay, who is Todoroki? All, understood. Izuku, huh? This person didn't even come yesterday, I don't remember. Todoroki at first glance was someone quite tall, measuring a little bit taller than me, not too much, maybe about 3 centimeters more. The left half of her body is covered by what seems to be ice. She has a good figure and seems quite mature, and this is where she asked me while I continue observing her, isn't she cold? The team of heroes will be the young Uraka with the young Ida. With this decided, go to your positions, we will start in 5 minutes, the rest accompany me to the control room, we will observe you from there. Ida, good luck Midoriya. Uraka, I didn't think we'd face each other so quickly, may the best man win. Izuku, likewise, good luck to both of you going with Todoroki. Without much importance he limited himself to walking towards the building without paying attention to his partner until he reached his designated area. Izuku, hey, this one, I really liked it. Izuku : this, I'm Midoriya Izuku, and you? Todoroki Shoto without looking at him. Izuku, isn't that a man's name? I really liked it, maybe we should make a plan, you know. Work together. I have one, don't bother me. Izuku : huh? 5 minutes have passed, start. Speaking into the microphones. Not even half a millisecond had passed when All Might had decided to start the fight when that girl with half her face covered in ice, froze, and without exaggeration. The entire building. It was incredible and terrifying at the same time. The hallways were blocked with large amounts of solid ice. It was undoubtedly a complete barricade in my opinion. The room we were in was not saved either. The windows, the ceiling, columns and floor were covered with a layer of ice thick enough to prevent it from breaking under our weight. And inevitably, I ended up slipping face first onto the floor, causing my nose to bleed a bit, even if I tried to get up simply. I couldn't stand up because of how slippery the floor was now. Are you okay? Maybe I should have told you to hold on to something with his other visible half slightly covered in frost. Izuku: nothing's wrong, it's no big deal. Holding his nose. Here, wipe the blood off, handing her a small blue handkerchief, with some gold-colored prints on the edges. Izuku: this one, thank you very much, holding the handkerchief. Don't bother giving it back to me. Izuku: yes. And there I was, lying on my stomach, cold, with my suit slightly wet because the ice was melting, while holding a handkerchief against my nose trying to stop the bleeding, and what's worse, with my new partner looking at me over my shoulder while I looked up at her. She was the second person who made me feel the need to beat her at all costs after Kachan. Izuku: I want to take this ice princess down from her throne. Meanwhile on the first floor. Uraka: I'm starting to think this is a waste of time, Ida-kun. Ida: a hero never gives up. Uraka: yes, but using Ida as if he were a kind of flamethrower, or rather a blowtorch. Ida: head over heels. Due to Uraka's quirk we still have 7 minutes left, we can do it. Uraka: up with that optimism, I guess. Once the 10 minutes were over, the only thing that happened was that the green-haired boy was left lying on the floor, while the girl had done all the work and both heroes spent 10 minutes trying to get past the first hallway by melting the ice over a slow fire, obviously the villains won. All, very well. What a boring fight. Does anyone want to give their point of view on the fight? Momo, raising her hand. All, please go ahead. Momo, Todoroki did all the work, however he must consider that in a real situation what he did could hurt his teammates or the target. Midoriya had no participation in this confrontation and Uraka and Ida could have entered through a window instead of trying to melt all the ice. It was quite clumsy on their part in my opinion. Uraka, hitting her forehead, why the hell didn't I think of that? Ida, I won't make a mistake like that next time, thanks for the advice. Midoriya. All, why yes, that's correct. Let's go for the next ones. The rest of the fights went by relatively calmly. You could say that the only setback was the fact that Todoroki had to defrost the entire building. This took him about 15 minutes. Izuku, so half cold and half hot, blushes a little. Okay, that sounded really bad. Once classes were over, Uraka, Ida and I were getting ready to return to our homes. Well, that was my initial plan, if it weren't for the fact that halfway there I saw something that caught my attention and I ended up separating from my now new friends. Right now I'm here. Inside an ice rink while I tremble like a newborn lamb. Izuku leaving the edge of the rink. Maybe I should have asked Ida to accompany me. Something tells me he knows how to skate. Even Uraka could have been of help. With her quirk this should be easier. The minutes ticked by and I just couldn't get up the courage to let go of the safety railing and try to ice skate. I was thinking about putting it off and going home, but that's when I reached into my pocket and found it. Izuku, holding the blue handkerchief that the girl gave him, still with some blood on it. Don't bother giving it back to me. Fine, come on Izuku, you can do it. Gaining some momentum, I forced myself to move forward, my heart racing, giving me the feeling that at any moment it would explode. My brain tried to coordinate my legs so I could give them direction or at least try to slow down a little. Something that, unfortunately, wasn't happening. Izuku, it's gonna hurt. In a stupid and predictable way, I ended up falling face first into the cold, hard ice. Izuku, okay, I'm going home. I didn't want to lift my face off the ground, just knowing that now I had all eyes in the room on me. That simple thought made me want to fake a seizure so that people wouldn't laugh at me and feel bad for laughing. It's not that they were making fun of me, but I know they wanted to. Oh, you're in my class, right? Midori, Minori, Himari? Izuku, what I was missing, someone who knows me, managing to sit down. It's Midoriya. Midoriya, understood, I won't forget. Offering his hand to help him up. Izuku, thank you very much. This was you? I am very pleased. Nice to meet you Midoriya, my name is Mina Ashido, call me whatever you want. Giving him her hand to help him up. Mina, a girl who is at least striking, not only because of her pink appearance with completely black eyes but also because of her evidently cheerful and energetic personality. It's a pleasure, gee, thanks for the help. Accepting your help. Don't even mention it, it's what your colleagues do, but tell me what you're doing here. Did you come with someone, a date perhaps? What the N, that's not it. Although now I think about it, if you fell as soon as you arrived, you were alone and apparently you were very embarrassed, it's because of what happened this afternoon with the ice girl, right? She is very observant. Too much so in my opinion. What and, I just thought it would be good to learn to skate. Ooh, how cute you are. Hey? She was making fun of me, she's definitely making fun of me. Is it cute to want to learn something new or is it cute because I'm the one who wants to learn something? Definitely. She'll just laugh at me if I don't walk away now. I regret it, and I have to go now. But you just arrived, why are you leaving now? This is bad, very bad. She'll tell everyone in the class how pathetic I am, but, well, I've already been earning that fame, haven't I? First I came in last place in the class, then it turns out I'm just useless compared to the Ice Princess and now it turns out I can't stand on my own 2 feet? Hey, are you okay? Did you stay quiet? Please, don't tell anyone I was here whispering. Sorry I can't hear you well, what did you say? Please, don't tell anyone I was here. Looking down. Why didn't you say anything? This. Looking up. Is he smiling? He finds it funny how I beg. He found it funny to see someone stumble. I know how these people are, they wait for any mistake you make so they can rub it in your face. I shouldn't have come, why did it even cross my mind to want to? Sorry, maybe I said something I shouldn't have, I apologize if I said too much. Still smiling. Hey, I know, you want me to teach you how to skate, even if you don't believe it, I'm almost an expert, and I'm also very good at teaching. He wasn't making fun of me, he feels sorry for me. No, it would be too much to ask you that, besides I'm very slow to learn, so. Come on Midoriya, how bad could it be, just do the same as me taking the green-haired man's hands. And, I don't. You'll see that at the end of the day you'll be almost as good as me. Dragging him with her. But it's 6 p.m. 1 hour later. It's okay, each person learns at their own pace. For a whole hour. I was tripping for a whole hour. I couldn't even take a step forward without ending up face down on the ground, and the worst thing is that every time she tried to hold me and all she managed to do was fall with me because of the weight. Right now we're just returning the skates we rented, I want to leave now. I'm sorry I wasted your time. I'm leaving now. Don't worry about that, like I said everyone has their own rhythm. Please don't tell anyone, about this. I really don't like keeping secrets you know. I knew it was impossible after all. But this time I'll make an exception. Really? Thank you very much, I'm leaving now. If I have to go too, tell me Midoriya, where do you live? Near the shopping mall, in the departmental sections. Cool, then can I accompany you for a while? Give me a moment and I'll go get my backpack. What? It's not enough for her to have to see me at school and have been accompanying me all the time on the track, now I'm also walking home with her? That's where I thought the invisible girl went because no one could prove that it wasn't her who destroyed the robots. That makes sense. Even though I know she's only interacting with me out of pity, I appreciate that she's so energetic. She hasn't stopped talking to avoid awkward silences and she only expects a yes or no from me, which makes the conversation much easier for me. Oh, I'm going this way, your house should be about 20 minutes away, right? Yes, well, thanks for everything, bye. See you tomorrow Midoriya, and tomorrow at the same time? Excuse me? For skating. But. I told you before, you will become as good at skating as I am, I don't want to be a liar, so from tomorrow on we will go to practice every day, understood? And. Not me, this one. Perfect then, see you tomorrow, and if you decide not to attend I'm going to take you by force in front of everyone in the room. In front of the whole room? Yeah, so don't leave me hanging, okay, see you tomorrow. Running without looking ahead. What did I get myself into? Although, maybe this isn't so bad. The rest of the week was really awkward, not because Mina was bad company, the fact that she was the one doing the talking was actually a relief, but maybe she was just too nice. Even after I was finally able to stand on my own she never left me alone for fear of me falling. To be honest, at no point in my life had anyone gotten so close to me without the intention of just bothering me, but I can safely say that she doesn't know what personal space is. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, you're doing very well, we've already gone around the entire track and you're still standing without letting go of Izuku's hands. This is embarrassing. Can you let me go already? Beat color. I will do it once. I am sure that you will not fall, do not worry about unnecessary things. And aren't you excited too? Bye? Next week they will finally take us to the test field, who knows, maybe you can even impress Todoroki. Impress her, he doubted it. You are very pessimistic my friend, I assure you that if you try a little harder you will be able to conquer her. I don't like. Come on Izu, it's very obvious that you like it, if not, why do you want to skate? Izu just called me, wait, he called me friend? You misunderstood, I don't like it in fact, the reason why I want to skate. Are you finally going to tell me? I don't want to see her from below again. See her from below? Do you want to be better than her? I know it's a bit selfish on my part but, I want to beat him. That's not bad. No? Of course not, silly, on the contrary, it's pretty cool in my opinion. Really? He's not making fun of me, right? I was also a little upset that he wouldn't let you do anything on the day of practice, so let's teach him a lesson and show him that he can't underestimate you. Giving him a big smile. Even if it's out of pity, if he just wants to help me because he looks down on me, his kind personality makes me nervous and disgusts me, he's the opposite of me, but I'm not an ungrateful jerk who only judges others without seeing my own defects. Mina, thank you very much for the help. Ooh, you finally call me by name, thank you very much Izu-kun. Hadn't I done it? Walking. Speeding up the pace. No mine, wait. Immediately afterwards, as if it were already becoming a habit of mine, I fell face down on the cold ice, dragging the girl with me, as she was still holding my hand. I'm sorry, I think I got emotional, ha ha ha. Okay, it's okay getting up. You did it. What thing? You were able to get up on your own. 4 days, 4 full days it took me to learn to get up. That's progress, right? Ooh, of course it's a breakthrough. Come on, let's celebrate. What do you want to drink? I'll buy you one. Not like you think, that's too much. Do you want me to choose? Perfect, walking. But I hope you like pink lemonade. That even exists. Monday, 8 a.m., UA test range. Aizawa, well, the thing will be like this. Today we will use the ocean stage, we will see how fast you can get to the ship that is in the center, and we will rate different aspects of your performance. Now form 4 teams of 5 members and make a plan. 13. I would like you to imagine the scenario, okay? I want you to think that the ship is taken by villains and they have hostages. Their mission is to save them. Easy, don't you think? Narrates Izuku. Another day, another coin. It's been a week since we entered the hero course. Right now we're on a kind of training trip. Within the same institute. Holy all might, this school is really big. Uraka, so it's Ida, Deku, Tsuyu and me, we're missing one. Ida, just find someone who doesn't have a team yet. Izuku, we are a group of 20, it is impossible for someone to be missing one. 5 minutes later. Aizawa, is everyone ready? Uraka, we're missing one. Aizawa, well look for it, tell me who doesn't have a team yet? Izuku, please God, I've never asked you for anything. But don't let me have to deal with Kachan or Todoroki. I don't have a team yet. Tsuyu, you should have told us everything. Chan, come with us. Karo. Izuku, because misfortune is chasing me. Koto : Thanks, but my name is not to do Chan. Tsuyu, you don't like the nickname? Izuku, and there you have it. His enormous ego making itself present again. A nickname? Izuku, huh? Uraka, you already know another way to call you besides your name. Like your hero name. Aizawa, if they're done living together. Ida, we are sorry, Professor, please continue. 13, this one, please I want everyone to go in order, it will be one team at a time. Well, who wants to go first? It was obvious that no one would be so stupid as to raise their hand and offer to go first. Since last week's practice, everyone in this class learned that it is better to understand the mistakes that others and oneself make so as not to make them again. They say that the last will be the first, well apparently it is not always a bad thing. Now the first will always be the guinea pigs. All, raising hand. Izuku, for some reason, I knew this would happen, it's my fault for trusting him. Aizawa, well Midoriya's team will be the first, the rest I want to observe and judge. Izuku, what's wrong with this girl, she's so confident, she already has a plan and she plans to win without any difficulty. Uraka, okay, this one, why don't we think about how to do this? Ida, well said Uraka, we need a plan. Tsuyu, why don't we decide what each of us can do? I'll start. In case you haven't noticed, I'm part frog, so I'm very fast in the water. It's my terrain. Karo with pride but modesty in her voice. Uraka, well I think everyone already knows this but I can remove gravity from anything I touch. Ida, I'm fast, I'm quick, I'm lightning. Uraka, yes, we already understood you. I can create ice and fire. Not very interesting. Izuku, I certainly want to know things about his quirk, maybe if I can get a little more information out of him. Tsuyu, what about you, Izuku? Izuku, what thing? Tsuyu, your quirk is super strength, right? Izuku, why yes, but I still can't use it well. That's when I remembered. Uraka, are you okay, Deku? You suddenly got very nervous. It was no wonder the looks I was receiving from everyone. After all, due to my sudden burst of thoughts I began to twist in a strange way. Izuku, I've been going all week to practice with Mina to learn how to skate. What was I thinking? Instead I should be concentrating on how not to break my bones when using my power. Ida, are you feeling sick? Izuku, it's nothing, I just got a cramp, I'll worry about that later, for now, we just have to think about how to get to the boat. Okay. Izuku, well this will be the plan. And before he could say anything else, Todoroki was already in the middle of the lake, walking on an ice bridge. He had started without caring about the rest of the team. Uraka, Todoroki? Izuku, and no wait. She didn't listen to me. By the time we finally got over the shock, she had already frozen the whole boat. She had done everything herself again. Uraka, he didn't let us do anything. Tsuyu, plus the cold is making me sleepy. Ida, the important thing is that the exercise went well. I created. Izuku, and no. Uraka, no? Izuku, she did things wrong. She made a mistake. Once everyone gathered back to be evaluated, the teachers began to speak. Aizawa, well, where do I start? Momo, raising hand. Aizawa, yes? Momo, can I explain it myself? Aizawa, it will be another time, this time I will do it. Momo, why yes, I'm sorry. Aizawa, well first of all. Midoriya, Uraka, Asui, Ida in front. Ida, yes, teacher. Aizawa, you didn't have the chance to do anything this time, so your grade will be voided. Izuku, it was something obvious. Aizawa, now, Todoroki, can you explain what you did? All : secure the boat. Aizawa, bad. All, huh? Aizawa, you put the entire ship's crew in danger. All : but. Aizawa, let's look at your mistakes. First, the way you arrived was too obvious, the villains would have seen you coming. Izuku, it was a stealth mission after all. Aizawa, besides, what do you think happens if you add too much weight to a boat full of passengers? I'll tell you what happens. It sinks. Do you think you'll be able to rescue everyone inside before they all end up at the bottom of the sea? Even if it doesn't sink, can you assure me that you didn't hurt anyone with your ice? All, I don't. Aizawa, stop acting without thinking. You have a rating of 1, does anyone else want to add something? Silence. The current situation was tense. After all, it was the first time someone was scolded. Really, everyone here is still children, but. Izuku, me too. Mumbling. Aizawa, did you say something, Midoriya? Izuku, looking up. All, do you have any other problems? That look. Ooh, that angry look. It wasn't the first time someone looked at me with contempt. I thought that, thanks to Kacchan, I had gotten used to that. But apparently that wasn't the case. All, tell me, what else did I do wrong? It was a mistake to have wanted to talk. Now not only does she look at me with incredible resentment, I also have the gazes of all my classmates on me. Izuku, well, I was desperate, I was panicking, I wanted to run away from there or say that it was nothing, that I hadn't said anything and it was just a confusion. Izuku, I don't. When I looked up I could see something, and that was that both Mina and Uraka were looking at me in a completely serious way. They wanted to give me support, true, they were expecting something from me, they were expecting a little courage from me. Izuku, even if your legs are shaking, turn fear into excitement, that's what a hero does. Everything, if it is nothing. Izuku, why you? All, what about me? Izuku, you anticipated the situation and why you're also underestimating us. All, but I was doing you a favor, thanks to me you wouldn't have to fight, you just get in the way and I can't use my quirk well with people around. Definitely the longest sentence I've ever heard from her. Izuku, and no, if I had waited, it would have been easier, but instead you just made things more complicated. All, why do you say that? Izuku, if any of us had been in the water, we would be in serious trouble because of the temperature you caused, and not to mention Asui, she is part amphibian, she would have gone into a coma instantly and now you tell me how to save her before she drowns at the bottom of the lake. Tsuyu, tell me Tsuyu-chan please. On the other hand, I'm surprised that you know that the cold makes me sleep, it makes me happy that someone knows that. But it's also a little scary, Karo. Izuku, I'm sorry, I saw it in a documentary once and I made assumptions. Well, yeah that's it, you should think less about yourself or you'll only hurt others. Let's be honest, that last thing, it was unnecessary, it didn't even look good in the current situation, but how did I want to say it? All : I don't want to hear that from someone who breaks his bones for using his quirk, you are the one who would hurt others the most by helping you. Full counter. Aizawa, we're not talking about Midoriya's ineptitude now, look at your own flaws first. Auction? All : fine, it won't happen again. Izuku, I knew I should keep quiet. 13, well, leaving that aside, who wants to come in now? As the hours went by, I just limited myself to observing how the rest of the teams were doing. I really didn't want to even look at Mina or Uraka. Even after having put their trust in me. I didn't want to even imagine the compassion on their faces now after such humiliation. Izuku, I'm sorry for being so pathetic, I just thought I could defend myself, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. Izuku, and that's what happened. All, certainly your strong point is not people with big egos, well, anything else? Izuku, nah, I just came because I wanted to tell someone about this. All, well in that case there is no problem, but now tell me how are you doing with Alofa? Izuku, I'm getting better, I can now activate and deactivate it without my arm exploding. All, that, is progress, right? Izuku, yeah. Well I have to go now. All, eh? Ah, this one is fine accompanying him to the door of his office if you need anything else don't hesitate to ask me, it's okay. Izuku, yes, thank you very much, well, see you later, see you tomorrow All Might, rest well. All, equally young Midoriya, see you later saying goodbye. As Izuku disappeared down the hall and Toshinori re-entered his office, neither of them noticed how a young girl with two-tone hair and eyes was watching them from the corner of the ladies' room. It's not as if she was spying on them with the intention of stalking them, it just happened that way and she couldn't help but feel curious about the situation. She was definitely jumping to conclusions in her head. Everything. Suspicious. Meanwhile. Izuku, why you didn't have to wait for me to leave together? Mina, I do it because I want to, and we'll see each other at the skating rink anyway, what's wrong with that? Izuku, about that. Mina, yes? Don't tell me you want to give up already. Izuku, it's not that, I just thought I should train my quirk more, so, I thought maybe. Mina, and why don't you practice skating with your quirk? Izuku, what, I didn't create what, there's not even a relationship between skating and a strength quirk like mine, or is there? Mina, why not? If I can skate, thanks to my acid, you can use your quirk on something similar. Izuku, but you do have synergy with something like that. Mina, you lack imagination. Sugar Shonen, but don't worry, I'll be your teacher. Izuku : Sugar Shonen? Mina, first lesson, we'll try to make you use all your strength to keep your balance. Izuku, but. Mina, now, concentrate your strength on your waist, the trick is in the hips. Izuku, I've never used it like that. Mina, maybe that's why you can't use it yet. Izuku, not that exclamation mark ... although it may make sense. Mina, marry me and you will go far, trust me. Izuku, the furthest I'll probably go is the hospital, but, I'll try. Mina, that's the attitude hitting the green-haired boy on the back now walk faster, you don't want the ice rink to fill up and us not having enough skates, do you? Izuku, ouch, why yeah, let's go, I hope I don't break anything. Mina, by the way, good job trying to scold Todoroki. Izuku, well, it didn't go as well as I would like. Mina, you did well, don't worry about it, you'll see that as soon as you learn to use your quirk, you'll take off that fake crown that I thought I had. Izuku smiled slightly, why yes, thank you and, sorry for the inconvenience. Mina, hey, that's what friends are for, right? Izuku, really, are we friends? Why yeah, I guess so. Mina, on the other hand. Wait and don't explode or something, I'm telling you right now that I won't pick up your guts just in case. Izuku, give me back my gratitude. Monday, 6 p.m., in the middle of nowhere. Izuku, I appreciate your help, but why in the middle of the forest? After leaving school, Mina had said that she would help me with my quirk while teaching me how to skate, but right now we couldn't be further from the ice rink. Mina, you should know better than anyone that it is forbidden to use our quirks in public and I refuse to be arrested again, so let's practice in a place where we won't bother anyone. Izuku : what do you mean, rearrest? Mina : details. Izuku, also, how do you plan to do the ice skating part? Without ice? Mina, don't worry, I already thought about that, now take out your hero notebook Izu-kun, I'm going to tell you how my quirk works. Izuku, what? Why yes it's fine. When did I tell him about my hero notes? Mina, my quirk allows me to create acid from my body, I can make it as viscous as I want, in addition to being able to control its level of corrosion, any questions? Izuku, why yes, you say you can create acid from your entire body, if so why do you only use it on your hands and feet? Mina, it's easier to manipulate like this, it's not like I can aim for my stomach for example. Izuku, what about your viscosity level, could you create some kind of super acid armor that covers your entire body? Mina, this one, I'd never thought about that, I'd have to try it. Izuku, can you climb walls if your acid is sticky enough? Mina, I haven't tried either. Izuku, what about your mouth, could you make your saliva acidic, if that were the case wouldn't it be dangerous? Mina, this one. I never did. Well, as a child, I once ate a pile and nothing happened, so I guess not. Izuku, and what if? Mina, hey, stop it, aren't you digging too deep? Izuku, huh? This one. Mina, it doesn't bother me, in fact it's my fault in the first place, you get excited about these topics, right? Izuku, sorry. Mina, anyway, now let's start with you, tell me how exactly your quirk works? Izuku: this, well, super strength? Mina, I already know that, idiot, I mean how does it work? Izuku: I've never thought of a good excuse, this, accumulation of power in a part of my body? Mina: are you answering me or asking me? Izuku: yes. Mina. Sighing: let's see, accumulation of power, why do you break every time you use it? Izuku: this, my body can't handle the impact, it's too much force and I ended up broken every time I used it. Mina, haven't you tried using less force? Izuku: huh? Mina, I'll take that as a no. Izuku: less strength, if I can't use All Might's power at 100%, I just have to start from level 1. Mina, oh, an idea, that's good. Izuku: why yes. Now, for now, one finger, if I can use 1% of my power without it breaking, that'll be a huge step for me. Mina, don't you want to try better at school, if you break something now you'll have to go to a hospital. Izuku: no. Mina, why? Izuku: no one has to find out about this, even if this is a sneaky and cowardly technique, if I can use the surprise factor, I could beat her. Mina, so in the end it's because of pride. Izuku: now then. Charging the OFA on his finger I just have to use the 1%. Mina: hey Izuku-kun. Izuku: why yeah? Mina: because you can only use one limb at a time? Izuku: well that's why. Mina: can't you use it all over your body? Izuku: deactivating the OFA. Mina: huh? From that day on, the practices in the forest became routine for Mina and me. Every day after class we would go to practice in secret. It was my fault more than anything, but Mina never really complained about anything. We were like that for 2 whole weeks. You come, 5 p.m., forest. Mina: face it nerd. Izuku: see, could you not call me that? I've had enough with Kachan making fun of me like that. Mina: I'm sorry, I said it with affection, well, the point, are you ready? Izuku: why yes. Mina: okay. Spreading acid all over the floor. During these 2 weeks we did not forget to skate. Mine, being able to control its level of acidity and viscosity, covers the ground with it so that we can practice without the risk of melting our feet in the process, but that is not all. Izuku: one for all, full dance 2%. Using OFA all over my body has finally allowed me to use it without breaking anything in the process. The only downside is that I get tired too quickly and can only use 2%, but still for me this is a huge step forward. Mina: ready or not, here I come. She beat me up. Izuku: on the ground. Mina: for a boy with super strength, you are very weak. Izuku: maybe it's because you're too strong. Full dance at 2% gives me a small improvement. In speed, the improvement in strength is almost null, if not insignificant. Mina: well, certainly skating on my acid gives me a clear advantage, but... Izuku: I don't know how to fight, compared to you who even use kicks and somersaults, I only know how to move my fists forward. Mina: you are very perceptive regarding yourself. Izuku: you think? The problem is what to do now. Mina: I just have to teach you how to fight. Izuku: I knew you would say that. And the truth is I feel bad that you helped me so much. Mina: well, the first thing we'll do is improve your flexibility. No offense, but you're as stiff as a robot, so we won't rest until you manage to separate your legs at a 180 degrees angle. Izuku : that sounds too painful, I don't want to. Mina: next week is the sports festival, we have to hurry if we want to make a good impression. Izuku: but. Mina: in your current state I doubt you'll beat everyone Chan. Izuku: Mina: you don't want to reach her? Izuku: of course. Mina: get over it? Izuku: yes. Mina: hug her? Izuku: yes! Wait. Mina: please her? Izuku: I don't. Mina: then give it all your tenderness. Girls like it cheesy. Izuku: we're getting off topic. Mina: today's goal is to be able to place the palms of your hands on the floor without bending your knees. Izuku: isn't that too much? Mina: we will make you more flexible. By force. Izuku: I want to go home. Time skip, Monday, 10 a.m. After all the time spent on the ice rink and in the forest. Midnight, the race will start on my signal, so take your positions. After having dislocated my leg from extreme stretching exercises. I hope you're not going to complain this time. Izuku : the truth hurts doesn't it? And, I stuttered, that's where all the genius I tried to achieve went. TSCH. We are now about to start the first event of the festival, the obstacle course. Midnight, on your marks, start, go. The race had started with the sound of a blank bullet being fired, and as if it were something too obvious, Todoroki froze the entire ground along with the feet of some students, although he already saw this coming. Izuku: too predictable. Using the OFA for a few seconds, I decided to pass through the umpteenth of the other students, stepping on the heads of some unfortunate people. Izuku: sorry, I'll pass. Having passed the mass of people trapped in the tunnel and touching the frozen ground, deactivating my quirk, this cost a lot of energy and I wanted to save it as much as possible. Izuku: keep your balance, remember what your classes with Mina said, 1 foot forward and then the other, then use your own weight to move. Mina: very slow Izuku-kun. Izuku: he caught up to me so fast? It's not that. I'm going too slow. People were finally starting to move forward. The lead I had gained was only about 50 meters, I had to put in more effort if I wanted to catch up with those ahead. Izuku: taking a breath, maximum effort. Accelerated pace. You can do it, don't fall, don't lose. Those were the words I kept repeating in my mind when a robot from the ones used in the entrance exam lunged at me. Izuku: don't waste your time, Izuku. I went under him without having to fight, although things didn't end there. A little further ahead the giant 0-point robots appeared to stop our advance, so I had to go over them with the help of the OFA after Todoroki knocked them down using his ice. Izuku: that was dangerous, if they fell on someone they would probably kill them. Second phase, precipice. Izuku: 1 step, at a time. Balancing: I thought it would be easier because of all the practice I've had, but it's not the same as panting, so for now, take it easy. Izuku: Todoroki is already halfway across the stage, Kachan is already catching up with her. Last phase, minefield. Izuku: I wasted too much time with the previous, I need to catch up with them now. I thought that using Todoroki's ice path would help me advance, however, as soon as I stepped on the ice it broke and I almost stepped on a trap. This ice was thinner than other times. Izuku: she did it so that others wouldn't use it to their advantage. Did she sense it from the beginning or? Well, that's how we have it. It would be too time consuming to avoid everything carefully and calmly, for that very reason. Izuku: 1 for all, full dance, 3%. At this rate my muscles start to tense up and hurt, but I need all the help I can get if I want this to turn out well. Izuku: this is a bad idea, but he who does not risk, does not win. Jumping with both feet on a mine. Mike: at the head we have Todoroki, fighting for first place with Bakugo, but what is this, ladies and gentlemen, what are my precious eyes seeing? The student Izuku Midoriya, who was in 9th place, suddenly began to accelerate. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This looks like a countdown. Aizawa, you who are his teacher, can you tell us how the hell is he doing this? He is jumping from bomb to gain momentum. An improvised and stupidly dumb plan, but well executed would be the word. With the help of the OFA I took advantage of the momentum of the explosions generated when stepping on a mine. Even if at first I thought I would look kind of cool, but I look more like a rabbit using both legs to jump. Aizawa, so you finally learned how to use it, it was already taking a while. Mike, ooh, he's the boy who broke his bones, isn't he? Aizawa, yes, it's him, now shut up and watch. Mike, you don't have an ounce of storyteller's spirit. 5 meters, 4, 3, 2, 1 meter away to be able to reach them. Once being almost the same distance, I thought it would be a battle for first place. But, by pure luck, when falling I stepped on another trap, causing it to explode and stun Todoroki and Kacchan for a second, giving me a clear advantage because I took advantage of that last explosion to go even further ahead. Izuku, that was a stroke of luck, but Mike, in the lead we have Midoriya, but he is being quickly overtaken by Bakugo and Todoroki. These three are fighting for first place. Who will be the first to cross the finish line? End of the race. Mike, and the first to cross is Midoriya. Second place was young Todoroki and Bakugo in third place. It was almost a top 3 photography, don't you think? Aizawa, it was less than a second difference, really close in my opinion. Mike, I knew you could be a good narrator, you just had to put in the effort. But at the moment the other students are finally arriving. Izuku, lying on the floor, I'm going to vomit, my blood pressure dropped. Uraka, are you okay? Mina, don't you want a Coke? The battle of the riders is the same as in the anime, so let's take a time skip on that part, okay? After having miraculously managed to win the cavalry battle, I thought I could take a break to have lunch and relax a bit, but tell me one thing, Midoriya. Before I knew it, the person I least expected dragged me away from the others to interrogate me. Izuku : what? You have a very powerful quirk, you were able to knock down half a building with a single blow. Izuku, is he complimenting me? Thank you? The truth is that I realize that you are very attached to All Might, not to mention that you have certain similarities. Are you perhaps his successor? Izuku. This is bad, very bad, it was too obvious, I'm raising suspicions, she guessed. What do I do? I'd be lying if I said this wasn't making me dizzy. My brain was trying to think of some clever response, but my nerves wouldn't let me think properly. Although I didn't think that All Might had an illegitimate son. Izuku, thank God, and no, what? Of course I'm not his successor, much less his son or relative, you're confused. I see, I drew the wrong conclusions. Izuku, well if that's all. One more thing, Midoriya. Izuku, I want to go now, why yeah? I congratulate you for having learned to use your quirk. Izuku : but let me make this clear to you, no matter how hard you try, you couldn't beat me, the race was pure luck. Izuku. Starting to walk away. Izuku, I don't want to add fuel to the fire anymore, but, okay, that's all? Did you expect something more? Izuku. I'm going to regret this, I thought you would say something about how you set me up in the race or how you defended yourself with fire in the previous test. TSCH, I don't know what you're saying. Izuku. I am cornered, right? You say that the race was pure luck, that I will never beat you, but, even if you were in front of me in the race, you took the trouble to look back, right? So what if I did? Izuku, it would be foolish to say that it was a coincidence that the ice in the mine area broke when I stepped on it. I have walked on it before and it had not broken then. What makes you think I did it just for you? It would be too selfish if I did it for you. Izuku, well you have a point, but you always look down on us, there would be no need for you to set such a strange trap for us. Izuku, I'm putting her on the spot. Also, in the cavalry battle you used your fire against me. You never use it. That's why. You're really taking me seriously. That has nothing to do with it, it was an accident, I will never use my left side again, so don't rush. Izuku, what is this? She finally shows some emotions. She's angry, all this time I thought this girl would be incapable of feeling anything, why do you refuse to use your fire? I won't give my old man that pleasure, I won't give him the satisfaction of seeing me using his quirk, not after what he did to our family. Izuku, I definitely didn't expect it, the Endeavor hero, what did he do to earn the hatred of his own daughter? But. No buts, listen to this Midoriya, this is none of your business anymore, so if you say one more word I will not be held responsible if you die of hypothermia. It's become a complicated situation. I'm being cornered against a wall, by a girl, while she has both hands on the wall to prevent me from moving, while I'm just, shivering. Everything, is it clear? It's not that I'm really scared, but I've been through this kind of bullying all my life, so my body already reacts on its own to this kind of thing. So as my legs shake and my eyes start to fill up slightly with tears, I feel the incredible need to give him my wallet. Izuku, it's the real you? Without looking up. All, I. Separating it doesn't matter, forget it, just don't even think about talking too much. Izuku. I'll take that as a yes. Leaving the place. Izuku, sitting on the floor, only to start crying. Why? It's not even like I actually did something. I'm supposed to have gotten over this already, so why? Why the fuck am I crying like a little kid? While Izuku tried to hide his teary eyes with his forearm, at the end of each end of the hallway were two people listening to the sobs of the green-haired man who was desperately trying to calm down. Kachan, even a girl made him cry with just words. This gave me a lump in my throat. Izuku, this is so pathetic. Only a couple of minutes had passed since Izuku had that argument with his two-colored companion, although more than an argument it was a threat to him. Mike, please, student Shinso from Class C and Midoriya from Class A, come to the arena. Izuku, why already, so soon? While the young man tried in vain to stop his crying and try to get rid of the lump in his throat, he simply continued to advance towards the sand because despite the embarrassment of going up with red and swollen eyes, he would be even more embarrassed to make everyone present wait. Izuku, swallows me earth, going up to the sand. Mike, it's time for the first fight of the day. Although the teacher was someone completely loud, for Izuku his voice only reached deaf ears, he didn't even want to look up, his throat felt dry, his breathing was heavy and his vision was blurry. Izuku, please. Let no one notice. It wasn't until he saw his teacher Midnight waving a flag signaling the start of the fight that he dared to look at his opponent, who was standing with an arrogant and apparently confident smile. Shinso, oh, so Midoriya, huh? Let's have a good fight. Izuku. Nodding. Shinso, what's wrong, don't you know that it's rude not to answer clearly? Izuku. Shinso, I have to say that I saw your back during the race, you are fast, your quirk is impressive, you knew that. Izuku. Shinso, what's wrong? I'm too little for you to answer me. It's typical of you. People who have a great quirk are always egocentric, they think they're better and they label others as losers. Izuku, I understand, perfectly, but. Shinso, you're the kind of person who hasn't had to make an effort for anything, aren't you? You've had your life figured out since you were born. People like me with a weak or villainous quirk can't be heroes. Is that what you're trying to say? The reason Izuku remained silent was out of pure shame. He knew that if he opened his mouth, the only thing that would be heard would be his own broken and pitiful voice, that's why he didn't want to talk. Izuku, I understand, but, you're wrong. Without activating the Ofa Izuku with his strength and speed of a fit teenager, he quickly ran towards Shinso with the clear intention of punching him and winning so he could leave the place as quickly as possible. Shinso, damn. Being silenced by a blow right in the pit of his stomach forced him to be on guard for any other attack he might receive. However, by the time he managed to open his eyes again, he only had time to observe how the green-haired man was no longer in front of him, but was now right behind him. Izuku, he regretted it. Managing to get behind him, Izuku jumped slightly towards Shinso's back and grabbed him by the neck with his forearm, then fell on his back next to him, immobilizing his arms with the help of his legs and began to tighten his hold on the neck of the young man with violet hair. Izuku, so many times that Mina made me this key, I ended up learning it by heart. Shinso, fainting. Midnight, stop, Shinso no longer has a chance to escape, Midoriya wins. Izuku, releasing the boy. Shinso, cough, trying to catch his breath. Izuku : Are you, A-okay? Getting up. Even with his voice cracking and barely audible, Izuku tried not to make his opponent feel bad, although. Shinso : I don't need your pity. Izuku, I don't agree with what you said. Shinso, of course you're not, your kind never are. Izuku, me ! Unlike you, I could never use my quirk properly, until recently, so you're wrong, my life was anything but easy, so I'm anything but strong. Shinso, Still, your quirk is more like a hero's, mine isn't. Izuku, I beat you without my quirk, so don't use your own quirk as an excuse as a weakness. If you really want to be a hero, become stronger. Shinso, stop giving me a lecture, you idiot, you don't know me. Izuku, same, I say, extends his hand to help him up. Shinso, how the hell did you know about my brainwashing? Did your blonde friend with a ponytail tell you? Accepting the help. Izuku : your quirk is brainwashing, how does it work? Shinso : God, this is sad. Once the fight was over, both bowed in respect, got off the platform, took their path, and once alone, Izuku ran to the bathroom so he could hide and wash his face. Izuku: inside a bathroom stall, they saw me, I'm sure someone noticed I was crying. Why did I have to give that boy a sermon? I'm the least indicated person to talk about this kind of problems. After several filler fights later. Izuku: calm down, you'll be fine, just breathe. His next fight was something he really wanted to avoid. He had to fight the girl who had made him cry less than an hour ago. The next fight was Izuku versus Todoroki. Izuku: curled up, who did he fool? You're not going to be okay, I'm not ready. His negative aura would have remained in that hallway if he hadn't heard footsteps approaching him in the distance, which forced him to stand up so he could pretend to be completely safe. Izuku: what am I saying? Of course I'm ready. In front of him, a man, almost as big as All Might in his prime, was looking at him directly and with a completely serious expression. It was none other than the number 2 hero and father of Todoroki, Endeavor. Endeavor : hey. Izuku: sir, hero, Endeavor. Taking out a small notebook and a pencil from his jacket, it's a pleasure, would you give me your autograph? Endeavor : huh? He may be scared to death. But his fanaticism for heroes will never change. Izuku: Endeavor: I didn't come for that, but I will do it in exchange for your help. Izuku: this. Endeavor: as you know, my daughter studies at this school. Izuku: why yes, I know who it is. Endeavor: I don't know why, but you were the only person he used his left side with, so make him use it again. Izuku : ppy? Endeavor: it's not obvious, that girl is just throwing a tantrum. Think that by using only her right side she is somehow challenging me, that's why you will somehow be the first step she climbs to be able to surpass All Might. Izuku: can I ask a question? Endeavor : what? Izuku: why? Doesn't she use her left side? Endeavor: that doesn't matter to you. Izuku : maybe not, but. Endeavor: but nothing, you will do what I told you and force my daughter to use my power. Maybe if you succeed I will give you my autograph. Izuku : his power. Endeavor : is that clear? Izuku : I. Even if his legs are shaking, if he knows he can't win, that he's sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, he's weak in every sense of the word, he's not a coward. Izuku: I thought that Todoroki's way of being was by his own choice. But now I think I understand a little. Endeavor : what? Izuku : you are the most responsible for what happened to Todoroki. Endeavor: I don't know who you think you are, but just to be clear, you are nobody to even dare to answer me. Izuku: I'm nobody, but, on the other hand you are the supposed father of my partner. Endeavor : supposed? Izuku: I always wondered why you couldn't catch up to All Might, but just by looking at you now I understand. It was official, his anger had come to the surface. Izuku: All Might is number 1 because he wants to save others. On the other hand, you will never be able to reach him if your only purpose is to be better than him. Endeavor. Izuku: someone who would stoop so low as to use his own daughter as a tool will never be number 1. No. In fact, someone who isn't even capable of being a good father deserves to even be called a hero. And without further ado, Endeavor grabbed the green-haired boy by the shirt, lifting him to his feet in a fit of rage. Izuku: Gah. Endeavor: you know, in my whole life I have never restrained myself from hitting anyone. Don't think that because you are a child I will have mercy on you. Izuku: she's going to kill me? Why yes, Todoroki's goal is the same as yours, she will never be able to beat me unless she dies. Just like you, the only way to reach the top 1 would be through the death of the number 1. Endeavor, about to hit the young man. Before the giant fist covered in fire touched the boy, a hand came between his face and the adult's fist. Izuku, All Might. All, Endeavor, how long, how are you? Endeavor : All Might. Releasing the boy. Izuku, falling face first onto the floor, I'm safe. All, are you okay young Midoriya? Izuku : Yes, thanks. All, I'm glad. Now well Endeavor. Why don't you tell me what you were about to do to my disciple? Endeavor : That's none of your business. All, oh of course, but let's not make a fuss, come with me for some coffee. You don't want this to become public, do you? Maybe it was a very tense situation in the eyes of everyone present. But what surprised the boy the most was that at no time did All Might stop smiling. Endeavor : Well. Starting to walk away. All. Sighing this guy, you should start getting ready young Midoriya, your fight is about to begin. Izuku : Yes, thank you very much, you saved me from a big problem. All, well my job as a teacher is to take care of my students and that obviously includes you. Izuku, why yes, thanks anyway. All, well, in that case good luck in your fight, I have some matters to attend to right now. Going after Endeavor. Izuku, why yes. Once that terrifying situation was over, the young man simply took a few minutes to breathe and meditate on what he was about to do. Although deep down he knew that he would end up regretting that decision, because, as soon as he saw the serious face his bicolor partner gave him just as he stepped onto the arena. He knew that. It was a mistake. All, if you don't want to get hurt, give up already. Izuku, that is no longer an option activating the OFA. Midnight, begin. Waving a flag. The fight began. Todoroki's first move was to hit the ground hard with his foot to freeze the entire platform and with it the green-haired boy's feet. Izuku, maximum effort 4%. By jumping as far as he could, Izuku managed to avoid being trapped in the ice, although his fall was a little less graceful as he landed on his own back on the cold, hard ice. Everything, it's over. Approaching the boy. Izuku, what are you talking about? I'm just warming up managing to stand up. The fight was following its course. Todoroki took distance while throwing ice walls trying to stop the young green-haired boy. All, how is it what? Izuku, for his part, limited himself to running around the entire arena, barely managing to dodge the ice attacks. Even if he managed to jump at the last second he was really bad at landing, as he always ended up landing badly to the point that his nose and knees were now bleeding. Kaminari, and to think that just a few weeks ago he couldn't even stand on the ice. Mineta, it's weird, I feel like I've seen those moves before, excluding the falls. Mina, come on Izu-kun, you can do it. Toru, Izu-kun? Mina, huh? It's just a nickname I came up with, is it weird? Momo, no, but it's not that you talk a lot, why the nickname? Mina, this one, and why not? Uraka, makes sense, come on Deku. Kodo, will you stay still? Izuku, I'm starting to see blurry. I had to rest. What's wrong with you, you're getting slower. All, ga. Tired of failing and losing his advantage, Todoroki could finish everything with a single attack and in a single second a large wave of ice was forming to bury the boy. Izuku, I thought I couldn't use it anymore. As the ice wave advanced, Todoroki fell to his knees with almost his entire body covered in frost and clearly exhausted from having to use that attack twice in a row. Kodo : I already captured, that damn slippery rabbit. Mid. All : you can say it now. Mid. Before the young woman could say anything to her teacher/referee, she felt something attack her from behind and push her face down while holding her left arm. All, what? Looking back she could see how that something was someone and it was none other than the young green-haired boy who, despite being on top of her applying a submission hold, it was noticeable how his left leg was broken as well as his fingers on his left hand, while his right arm was red and covered in blood as if someone had used a potato peeler on his entire arm. Despite how painful it looked, the boy was using that same arm to hold Todoroki and thus prevent him from getting up. Izuku, I told you that. You are slow. Seconds before. Izuku, damn, hitting the floor with his leg. By making an improvised shelter, Izuku managed to avoid being trapped in the ice, however his leg had been broken and his right arm had been trapped in the ice, unable to free himself. Izuku. I have to, try harder. Pulling hard on his right arm, he began to free himself from the ice, but much of his skin remained stuck to the ice. Izuku, it burns, it burns, it burns, But don't let the adrenaline go away. Using 4 fingers of his left hand he hit in a direction while still underground, more specifically where he supposed the young bicolor girl was, creating a tunnel large enough to be able to pass through, and once he had advanced enough, he used his thumb to be able to leave like a mole right at the young girl's swords. Izuku, you're slow. Everything, how is what? Izuku, I'm giving it my all, everyone is giving their 100% to win and yet you have the nerve to only use half of your strength. Everything, that doesn't matter to you, who do you think you are to talk to me like that? Izuku : I already told your father, I'm nobody. All, so that's what it was about, tell me how much he paid you, how many promises he made you, why does he always have to butt into my business? Izuku, you're wrong, your father, I sent him to hell, for being so detestable. All, you lie. Izuku, I don't care if you don't believe me, but keep this in mind, being how you are. Managing to create a small pillar of ice, Todoroki managed to get rid of the green-haired boy, sending him flying a few meters away. Izuku : Ga. I couldn't stand up, your way of being and thinking, are the same as your father's. All, shut up. Running towards him. Izuku, damn it, you look down on others, you look down on us, you look at us as if we were just a nuisance, and by doing so you only make yourself look like Endeavor. Once the girl was close enough, she tried to kick Izuku's head, who was still on the ground, but unfortunately he managed to move to the side enough to dodge it and then grabbed her by the leg and knocked her down, so that now they were both on the ground. All, don't you dare compare me to that idiot. Izuku, you're the spitting image of her, idiot. Concentrating enough strength on his right leg, he gave himself enough momentum to fall on top of the girl's stomach. Izuku, there is no worse blind person than the one who does not want to see, just as there is no greater idiot than the one who does not want to change. With Izuku sitting on the girl's stomach, he used his broken hand to hold the young woman's right wrist, although upon making contact he began to slowly freeze her entire arm. Izuku, grit your teeth, Todoroki, because a nobody like me is about to break your face. All, get away. Izuku, if your reason for being a hero is to piss off your father, you never had a chance against me. Hitting the girl in the face once. All, Izuku, I want to be a hero to save people and I do my best to be able to achieve that. Another blow. All, Izuku, if you think your power is your father's, it only shows what an idiot you are, it's your power, not that imbecile Endeavor's. Before he could land a third punch to the girl's face, the girl's left hand grabbed the boy's fist. All, you are, very annoying, and, I will be, a better hero than you. Shedding a few tears. Izuku, smiling prove it. Todoroki, without letting go of the boy's fist, activated his flames and began to burn the poor green-haired boy's arm at the same time as a Shu Tou. It could be heard in the background, although neither of the two fighters were really paying attention. The only thing that was going through their minds was ending the fight right then and there. Cementos, he's going to kill the boy. Separate right now. Before any of the teachers could separate them, something happened that no one expected. An explosion suddenly occurred around both young men, throwing most of those present in the stadium backwards and creating a large smoke screen in the surrounding area. Mike: What the hell is going on? Aizawa, shut up, this isn't over yet. Clearing enough smoke so everyone could see what was happening again. They were in for a big surprise when they saw both still in the center of the arena while the girl had much of her clothes torn. The green-haired boy had his entire right arm singed. Apparently Izuku held on to the girl's hand with all his might to keep from flying away even if it hurt him too much. All: Why, didn't you let me go? Izuku, I want to beat you, and that's what I'll do. Without letting go of the girl's hand and using his other arm to hold her by the waist, Izuku concentrated 100% of the OFA on his only good leg. All. Izuku: I won. And without further ado, Izuku leapt out of the arena along with Todoroki, who to his own surprise did not put up any resistance. Both are out of the arena. This is a tie. Izuku, all, Roki. With the little strength he had left, the boy managed to move a little so he could get on top of the girl and cover her and prevent the entire stadium from seeing his half-naked torso. All, with Izuku on top of her. Midoriya, thank you very much.